to another video guide on how to configure your router for your Simply Broadband connection. In this video, we're going to be going over the ASUS ROG Rapture GT AX11000 or 11,000, and more specifically how to access QoS settings and also firewall settings. So first thing we want to do, as always, open up a web browser, and then we're going to click into the address bar and we're going to type in 192.168.50.1. Click enter. You'll see this page again. Click here to continue, click yes, and you should be redirected to here. So again, log in with your admin credentials that you've set up yourself, and you should be greeted with this home page. So for the first thing we're going to do is we're going to check out QoS, or quality of service settings. And so to access this on this specific router, we actually have to go into game acceleration. So as you can see, there are a few tabs available to us here. We're going to ignore the rest and just focus on QoS here. Once you've clicked on QoS, as you can see, there's a little bit of a description, so you can actually read through and kind of get a better understanding of what it can do for you. But as you can see, QoS is disabled by default. As a whole, we don't really recommend many of our customers play around with this, just as enabling this setting can really bottleneck your connection. It can slow it down sometimes, especially if you don't really know what you're doing and you set it up wrong. So just so that we can see what we have, as you can see, we have a few options here, and you can kind of fine-tune that yourself. But as mentioned, we don't recommend playing around with this just because it can really lead to bottlenecking your connection or slowing things down for unnecessary reasons. So we're going to leave it off, and we'll just leave that there. And so that is QoS and where to find it. Next, we're going to go into firewall settings. And so obviously, jump onto this left-hand side here. Let's go all the way down underneath advanced settings, and it should be underneath IPv6. So we're going to click into firewall, and as you can see here, again, a little bit of a description, but as you can see, there's quite a few more options available to us on this page here. So again, we don't recommend playing around with any of your firewall settings unless we specifically tell you to change something, or if you yourself have quite a decent amount of networking experience, feel free to play around. But for general users, we don't really recommend playing around with this, just as this one can lead to bottlenecking, so slower speeds, and if you even do something quite wrong, you could actually remove your connection from the internet. So we don't really recommend playing around with these settings at all, but this is where you can find them. And as you can see, there are some headers up here that we can actually click on. So for URL filter, it's pretty standard. You just chuck in a URL that you really don't want to be able to get connected, and it'll block that for you. And as you can see, for the URL filter, we have a max limit of 64 filters in that list. So you just click add or delete there, and then if you are adding any URLs into this, always make sure you click apply before you move on to a different page, as if you move on to a different page, it will not save. Coming into keyword filter, it's the same. It's very similar to the URL filter, except obviously this one will filter out certain words. So pretty standard. Lastly, we have the network service filters. So as you can see, this one's a lot more complex. So we really don't recommend kind of playing around with this one unless you know what you're doing. But that is where you can access your firewall settings and kind of what is in there and what you can do with it. Thank you for watching.
Huh? Simply reset it.